Imagine if you could supercharge your career in just 21 minutes by mastering decision-making, delivering maximum business impact, and communicating complex ideas with clarity. You could transform how you work and how you're perceived as a Salesforce professional. Whether you're an architect, developer, consultant, or admin, I'm here to share 10 practical tips that will level up your skills in decision-making, business alignment, problem-solving, and storytelling. A big thank you to Sebastian Wagner for the post that inspired this video. This article was mainly inspired by Seb's new book, The Software Architect's Edge, which is packed with hundreds of practical tips and insights and tools to help you supercharge your Salesforce career. So check it out now, and the link is in the description. Our first tip is to master your mental models. Think of these as your operating system for your brain, frameworks that help you process information and make decisions. In the Salesforce ecosystem, your mental models shape how you approach challenges like multi-cloud implementations or complex integrations. Start by reflecting on your decision patterns. Do you overcomplicate problems? Or do you rely too much on declarative tools when custom code might be better? Map out your decision patterns and evaluate them. Here's a quick example. When designing a CPQ solution, do you go straight to custom solutions, or do you consider simpler native Salesforce options first? Using a decision-making checklist can help you identify biases like confirmation bias, where you favor solutions that align with your initial beliefs, or anchoring bias, where the first piece of information you hear overly influences your decision. Try this action step. For your next 3 decisions, document your process. What was your initial instinct? Did any biases emerge? By identifying patterns, you can improve your decision-making and outcomes. Next, remember this golden rule. Every architectural decision must tie back to business outcomes. It's easy to get caught up in the technical excitement of flow orchestrations or Einstein features, but ask yourself these 3 questions. What problem are we solving? What's the root cause? How will we measure success? For example, if the business wants to implement an AI agent to reduce customer service workload, don't jump straight to implementation. Dig deeper. Are the issues related to order status, unclear documentation, or billing? Often addressing root causes will yield higher ROI than simply adding a new tool. Try this action step. Identify 3 business KPIs for your current project and map them to your technical decisions. Then practice explaining these choices in business terms. For example, instead of saying, "We'll use a master detail relationship," explain, "This will ensure accurate revenue reporting and simplify data maintenance." Being able to zoom in and out between strategic, solution, and technical levels is essential for architects. Let's say you're designing a Service Cloud implementation. At the strategic level, you're discussing how it will impact customer satisfaction. At the solution level, you're mapping out case handling processes, and at the technical level, you're configuring assignment rules and SLAs. Here's an action step. Create a multi-layer diagram for your current project. Show the business strategy, solution components, and technical details. Then, practice shifting between these levels in your discussions. This skill helps you connect the dots with stakeholders, no matter their role. Large projects can feel overwhelming. The key is to break them into manageable components. Take a CPQ implementation for a global manufacturer. Instead of tackling it as one giant project, decompose it into blocks like data models, business logic, integrations, and user experience. Recognizing common patterns, like these building blocks, will make future projects more manageable. But don't overdo it. Too many blocks and you lose sight of the big picture. Too few and the project becomes unmanageable. For this one, try this action step. Take your biggest current challenge and break it into 5 to 7 major components. Define success criteria, risks, and dependencies for each. Every decision involves trade-offs. Should you use Flow or Apex? Flow is powerful and flexible but requires testing. Apex offers control but increases code maintenance. The right choice depends on team capabilities, scalability, and some other factors. Try this action step. For your next major decision, create a decision matrix. List the options, evaluation criteria, and pros and cons. Document your trade-offs and rationale. This transparency builds trust and informs future decisions. In the Salesforce world, change is constant. Your solutions must be flexible enough to adapt to new features, business processes, and user needs. But flexibility isn't free. It costs time and resources. That's why for tip number 6, I implore you to remember that the key here is balancing the likelihood of future changes with their potential impact. Here's an action step. Review your architecture for change readiness. Identify points of flexibility, potential risks, and areas of technical debt. Remember, the goal isn't to predict every change, but to design solutions that can evolve gracefully. Flexibility might not be free, but delivering Salesforce's best tools to your customers and stakeholders can be with Salesforce Foundations. Salesforce Foundations gives you access to more of Salesforce, and it's now easier than ever as you can get started with the connected Customer 360 by building foundational apps into your CRM at no additional cost. Yes, that's right, it's for free. Get access to sales deal management, service case resolution tools, marketing email campaigns, commerce storefront, and more with this free add-on today. And if you want more info or need more convincing, check out the demo at salesforceben.com/foundations. You'll find this in the description. Your solutions are only as good as your ability to communicate them. Avoid overly technical explanations or vague summaries. Instead, use a simple 3-part framework. In order to, and then state the requirement, I suggest, and then describe the solution from the user's perspective, because, and then highlight the measurable benefit. For example, in order to let sales users calculate prices without leaving Salesforce, I suggest creating a pricing calculator in the opportunity page that connects to the ERP system, because it will improve user experience and reduce quote creation time by 50%. Try this action step. Rewrite one of your current solutions using this framework and test it with a non-technical stakeholder. Tailor your communication to your audience. Executives care about ROI, while technical teams need implementation details. Avoid jargon or overwhelming detail and lead with the impact. For example, if you're talking to an executive, we're reducing quote creation time by 50%. To a technical team member, we're using a Lightning Web Component to connect with the ERP's pricing API. Action step time. Practice delivering 30-second, 2-minute, and 5-minute version of your solution pitch for different audiences. At number 9, this one's not so technical, but important all the same. We've all been put on the spot in meetings. To avoid analysis paralysis, remember this framework. Stop, breathe, think, act. Pause, center yourself, and then respond confidently. Practice this in low-pressure situations to build up your confidence. Finally, the most important skill, learning how to learn. The Salesforce ecosystem evolves rapidly, so build a habit of continuous growth. Set aside time to explore new features, join the architect communities, and reflect on your own experiences. Our last action step is to create a personal learning roadmap for the next quarter, including technical skills, soft skills, and business knowledge. And that's it. These 10 tips are just the beginning of your journey to becoming an exceptional Salesforce professional. Which one will you start implementing today? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out Salesforce Ben for more practical tips to level up your career. And finally, a big thank you to Seb Wagner, who contributed this article to the Salesforce Ben site.